I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if everybody's gonna bring you a dog biscuit to the show. I don't know. We'll have to ask them. Just bear with me. Bear with me. Get ready. Are you so ready? Are you so ready? What is this? Ah, dog germs. Ooh, yuck. Dog germs. Okay, are you ready for the show? Are you ready? Are you gonna get ready? Are we gonna go live tonight? People probably like, what are they doing? Are they gonna come on the show or not? I don't know. You ready to go? Okay, you ready? Ready? Okay, go live. One, two, three. Welcome to Mudding and BEAGS. We are live, episode 34. Hope everybody's doing all right on this Sunday evening. And Muddin is ready to rumble. He's ready to pop, 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 pop. He's ready to do some boxing and getting in the ring. Pop, 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 pop. Come on, Ninny. Pop, 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 pop. Rah, rah, rah. That's right. He's ready. He's ferocious and ready to go. All righty. So, we are going to do who knows what tonight, and we got the Beagle ready, and got Miss Teresa Gregory and Six R and Hippie Shake hanging out with us. And we're going to get into a little of this and a little of that and see what kind of trouble we can get into. And so I've been working on Viaducts of Atlanta 2, and that's going to be a colossal chore. To give you an idea, kind of where I'm at right now is the first video, original Viaducts video, I shared, I don't know, 50, 60 pictures. And for the part 2, I've got right now 1,200. And that's not including videos. So it could be interesting. And I've also quite possibly found a way to scientifically prove that Meltology is a fraud. But we'll be right back.
You think you know me? You think you know my struggles, my pain, my journey? Let me tell you something. Don't judge me by what you see or hear. I didn't walk this path to impress anyone. People love to point fingers, to act like they know everything. They don't know my story. You don't know what I had to sacrifice. Because everything I've become was built from battles you never saw.
Okie dokie, we are ready to rumble. So let me remove that. Okay. So I had a lot to do today, so I didn't do any show prep for today. I've got stuff we can look at. But earlier, one of the viewers asked if they could come on and chat, and I gave them permission to do that. So if they come around, we will have a little chat, and if y'all can let me know if that happens. And so here's let me give you a layman's version of where what I'm looking at for Meltology research. So here's the deal. I think that the answer quite possibly lies in lime. Bricks and lime equally. But right now I'm concentrating on the lime portion. Now, it's important to understand how a brick is made, that you have to collect the materials for the brick. You have to mix the brick, which is very difficult. It's not like making a cake. You're mixing clay. You have to use a pug mill. It's very difficult. You know, back then they had to do everything by hand. They didn't have power tools to do this. Then you have to mold the brick. and this is pre-brick machines, so you could throw that idea out the window. And then you have to let the bricks dry, and then that takes several weeks, and that's a hey Morgan, and that's if it doesn't rain. That can take quite a bit of time. And once they're dry enough to fire, you have to stack the bricks up, and a lot of times they would do 15,000 bricks at a time, or 50,000 bricks, or a lot more. And they would build this clamp over it. They would basically take bricks that had already been fired, and they would build a encasement around the bricks with tunnels through it, and then they would burn fire for days, and they would then cover it with mud, and they would bake these bricks. And then you'd lose 10-15% of the bricks at least, because of if the bricks were too close to the fire, they would vitrify, melt, and so you would get your clinker bricks. So until you fired bricks, you don't have a brick. Okay, this is how they did it on the old world buildings. Then you get into the lime, and the lime it is very, very interesting. So here's the deal. If a building, if you can look at your building that you're investigating, and you can determine that it's lime mortar or Portland cement mortar, okay? If it's Portland cement, it's new. If it's lime, it's old, okay? There's the break, okay? We did the Portland, they did the lime, okay? The old world did the lime, okay? This is where I'm at. Now, it's easy to tell Portland from lime, because if you go up to a Portland wall and you scratch the mortar with your finger, it will not budge. It's like concrete. Okay, it's hard as rock. If you scratch lime mortar with your finger, it will start breaking apart. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not as strong. That just means that that's on the outer portion. It's exposed to the elements, so it's getting, eroded. Now, that's how you know the difference between Portland and lime mortar. If you can go up to your building, you can scratch the mortar falls out. That is lime mortar. That is an old world building. That's how you know the difference. That's how you do boots on the ground, know the difference between old world and new world building. The next thing is, you need to write this down. Lime clast. Lime clast. That's C-L-A-S-T. Lime clast. Now, when they make the mortar, they break up the limestone, and they fire it. Okay, they bake it. They cook it. Okay, it's a whole process. Hot mix. Yes, and they created this lime mortar from this process. It's complicated. I'm not going to get into that. But what's important, what you need to understand, is that in the process of this, not all the lime breaks down, and you have these little let's call it pods of lime clast. Now, this lime clast is extremely important, because when you get a
a crack in a wall or the mortar starts breaking down and water gets in and touches that lime clast, even if it's 1,000 years later, that lime clast turns into limestone. It's cyclical. So limestone is used to create lime mortar, which then, when it's regenerated with water, turns back into limestone. That's why the buildings can last 1,000, 2,000 years, because the mortar is self-healing. Now, here's where we debunk meltology. When you hit the lime clast with water, it turns back into limestone, yes. But when you hit it with extreme heat, it doesn't so much melt as it disintegrates. And why that's important is that you got people like John Levy out there telling you that a brick can turn into stone in the middle of a wall with mortar around it. So he's telling you that these old world buildings with lime mortar, with these lime clast in it, okay, can be superheated and changed from a brick to a stone. What I'm telling you is that if superheat is applied to lime mortar, the lime clast will disintegrate. The lime mortar will disintegrate. Okay, it will not turn back into limestone. It will not self-heal. It will disintegrate. So if you have what is called a popcorn rock in the middle of a brick wall, okay, and they're saying that you've got brick here and stone here, and it's surrounded by this lime mortar, okay, if that wall was hit with super heat and it was enough to do this magical thing where a brick turns into a rock, okay, which it can't do. That's bullshit anyways. I'm calling you out, John Levy. That's a lie. That's not bullshit. That's not, I don't really know. I don't know. You do know. That's a lie. I'm calling you out. That's a lie. When you tell people a brick can turn to stone, that's a lie, period. Period. $20,000 if you can prove it. Period. Okay? It's bullshit. Now, if you've got this supposed balloon rock surrounded by this lime mortar and it was superheated, that means that the lime mortar was superheated too. Okay? It would have disintegrated. It wouldn't be there. So what I'm telling you is that lime mortar not only proves old world buildings, and we didn't build them, but it also proves that meltology, that a brick turning into stone, is bullshit. And I got scientific, papers on it. So I'll probably, get around to showing y'all the receipts on that. So, meltologists, you don't have to debate me. I'll just debate you without you to be in there, and I'll still prove you wrong. So y'all can take a hike. You're lost. You could have defended yourself, but y'all don't want to do that. So that's okay. Anyways, so that being said, hi PJ. I will be doing more on this lime mortar. It is I believe, not to mention another thing is, I've always said, where were all the bricks made? Okay, nobody can prove where all the bricks were made. Number two, we need to add to that, where was all the lime made? Where was all the lime mortar made? Because you've got just as much lime mortar, that needs to be accounted for. And this is not, I've got a video that shows how this is done. This is not easy shit to make. Okay. This is nasty stuff to deal with. Okay. It's not a good time. It is not easy, and it's going to be, there's going to need to be some explanations made as to, I mean, people, you look at the historical records and like people just, they don't know anything about lime mortar. And the story goes that oh, we started using lime mortar, but we were using lime mortar over in Europe and blah blah blah. We came over here, we started using it, but then they came out with Portland cement, and oh, it was so much easier, so we just stopped using it. See, people don't even know about lime mortar. The lime mortar is going to be, it's going to be kicking down doors. That is critical stuff. We need to spend more time on that. We need to study more about how bricks are made. We need to study more about lime mortar. Let me see here. I want to share something with y'all. Let me find it here. Let's see. Okay. Bear with me a second. I want to 1871 wait a minute. Okay, 71. Bear with me a second. I want to share something with y'all that's part of my viaducts. Oh boy. Bear with me. Okay. Okay, just a minute. 71, this will be the first one. This will be the second one. Just bear with me, folks. I want to show you this. Okay, I got it ready. Told you I didn't do any preparation here. Hello, Lisa B. Okay, hey, Odin's Raven, what's going on? Okay. Sorry, I've been Yeah, Morgan, Shawnee B has good boots on the ground. The only problem is he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He's showing all this stuff and saying everything under the sun is melted, but he has no idea what he's talking about. He's an idiot. And I've asked him on the show, but I'm sorry, I'm too immature. Fuck you, Shawnee, you fucking wanker. I'm 53 years old. I'll talk shit. Y'all started talking shit to me a long time ago, 4 years ago. So, if you can't handle it, get the fuck out the kitchen. All right. So let me share this screen. I want to just share something with y'all that I just think is interesting for, okay, get my doodad right. Okay. All right, we're going here. Okay, so this is 1871 bird's eye view of Atlanta, Georgia. Now, this is pretty standard. Okay, 1871. Okay, now the main concentration of Atlanta is this area here. This circle that I'm going around right here. That is the area that is the main focus of my viaduct research. Now, I want you to notice the buildings that are here in this area. This is in 1871. They already have this. This is after. This is 1865 was the end of the Civil War and supposedly burned Atlanta to the ground. And they already have this going. Okay. Now, that's interesting, right? Now, this is a big ass roundhouse right here. Um, Now, that's interesting, right? But let's look a little bit further. This is 1892. This is Atlanta, Georgia in 1892. This is the same area just a little while later. These are not tiny little brick buildings. These are massive freaking buildings. Oh, and by the way, this is before the viaducts. Okay? Before. Now, you do have some viaducts that are already being shown. There's one, there's another. There's another one right there. So you're starting to see the viaducts come in, because what they did was they came in and they did the bridges, the entrance bridges first. And they just acted like, oh, we're going over the railroad tracks. No big deal. Nothing to see here. And then they came in with the viaducts in the 1930s. Okay. Now, I want you to take a real good. Now, I know that's like, you should be able to tell the difference, like how much structural, how many brick buildings have been made between 1871 and 1892. That should shock you. Okay. It shocked me. This is 1919. The same area. 1919. And look at this city. It is freaking packed. It is just packed. Skyscrapers. Okay? Just packed. This is before the viaducts. Okay? There's a viaduct right there. Because like I said, they put in the bridges first. There's a viaduct right there. So what they did was they came in, they put the bridges in first over the railroad. What they call underground Atlanta today is right here. This area right here is what they call underground Atlanta today. I'm sorry. All of this is under viaducts today. All of this. So, just to give you a little teaser, and get your Mudflood knickers, riled up for a little bit of viaducts. I'm sorry, the story of Atlanta is just a bunch of bullshit. It's just, it just doesn't even make any sense. There, and you got to understand, when they did the viaducts, I'm not saying that they covered that the mud flood. That's the mud flood. I'm talking about the mud flood was under the viaducts, the mud flood level. So you go under the viaducts. In some places 4 stories, but usually it's 1 to 2 stories, and then usually it's 1 story, but there is levels under that. I have pictures of Atlanta now before they put in the viaducts, and I can show you now what they covered up. So that's coming. It is incredible what they did in Atlanta. It's really dumbfounding. I mean, I'm stupefied at what I found there. And so I hope that Hope y'all gonna enjoy that. So, hey, Dragon Sage, how you doing? Um, just a show note. This week, sometime, I'm gonna do a mud flood flash mob. If you have a day that you would like to join that might be better for you, around the 8 or 9 o'clock time frame, um, let me know a day that's better for you, Monday through Thursday, let's say. Um, and if there's a day that's better for you, let me know. Not saying it's going to change my mind on when I do it, but I will take you into consideration if you'd like to jump on. Um, this is we're going to do this about every 2 weeks, and it's not a set day, it's not a set time, it's kind of when and if I have the ability to do it. But I also want to try to work with you guys in order to accommodate what would work for you guys. So let me go ahead and let me remove this. We're going to just go ahead and get back into our World's Columbian exhibition pictures, I think. And let's see, make sure my doodad is doodadding. Okay, and we got the everything going there. Okay, so we're just going to get back in our World's Fair exhibition pictures and pick up where we dropped off last time. If you were around, I'm sure you know what we're doing here. Basically, going to go and check out these. There's just a lot of pictures, and I'm just going to take a gander at them. Gander for you city folks who's look. Hope everybody's doing okay out there. Hope you've been good boys and girls this week. I'm working on my goat hay shelters this week. It's been kind of muddy this week, but it's got Taurus fields, flat earth asterisks right there. The Phoenician ship at their antenna going up. Liberty. Got the Tartarian line hanging out. All right. Look at that roof. Must be a skylight. That's a lot of glass. Glass was hard to make back then. Look at all those buildings in the background. It's just stuff everywhere. That's wild. Interesting little building. I sure wish they had have left these structures up, because I would sure love to go visit these. Portholes. Got a ladder lean there for Douglas. Shout out UAP. One of the few channels left that's not gone full melt hard. But who knows? They're dropping like flies. And pretty soon I'll be sitting on the top of the pile with, being the only one that doesn't believe that a brick can turn into a stone. And I'm quite all right with that. That is going to be okay with me. Because I'm not going to go stupid. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it. I don't care how much the grift is. I don't care how much the damn money people are throwing. I don't give a damn. I'm not going to go stupid for $1. But that's what seems to be happening. So let them grift away. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my God. Look at that staircase right there. That is a gigantic scaffold. That's crazy. Like, how in the hell? Why? That's I've never seen that. That's crazy. And look how sketchy that scaffolding is. Oh my God. No, 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 no. Look at that rigging. Holy shit. No, 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 no. Hmm. There's Fred hanging out. Look how they're doing that roofing, planking it. And that's done with a hammer and nails. That's just, man. No, 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 no. I would not want to be on that roof. Look at that thing. But here's the thing. I mean, where's the proof that these pictures are from the time frame that they say they're from? I mean, what was to say that these pictures weren't of the construction and they were found? Like, there's nothing to prevent these pictures from being found and then presented as pictures of construction. There's nothing. Nothing. There's nothing to say that they, came up on this World's Fair site in this condition and took pictures. That this is what they found, and then they finished it out. There's nothing to say that either. And I don't think it's a question of can we do this. I just don't think we did do this. I would love to know. I would love these structures to still be here because it would answer a lot of questions. Were they made of what they said they were made of? If they were made with wood, I would like to have the wood tested for lime. Were they soaked in lime? If they were soaked in lime, that's an old world technique. There's not going to be any records of us soaking wood in lime. This is something that's been just now being, remembered. It's just now they're just now finding out about this. So how are we going to know how are we going to prove that we built this if we don't even know how it was built? That if the wood was soaked in lime, then and we don't know about it, why do we not know about it? Because it would be such a big deal. There would be processes. There would be records of the lime usage and the lime manufacturing and the time and the effort and the people that were involved in that and the man hours. And I mean, there would be a wood soaking plant or something. I mean, there'd be something, but if we have no record of it, I think that's the proof that we didn't do it, because it would be such an important detail. Now, I'm not saying that we can't prove that because they burn these places to the ground. We don't have any evidence of that, and they know that. Little Tartarian line. They got rid of the evidence. Why would you tear these places down? Why? Why would you do that, flat earth asterisks? Why would you put flat earth asterisks on everything? Phoenician shells, Taurus fields. Why? Like here, this is something that just kind of like these anomalies here. Look at the quality of this. Okay, soak that in. Okay, put that in your mind's eye, and then look at the quality of this. And you're telling me the same people did that? Like that was like how they designed this thing? Man, you kiss my grits. Come on. The guy that had the talent to design that and build that, and then to think that they would build that is something that is Shawnee B could build that. I'd hire Shawnee B to do that. That's the level of crap that he would make. And he'd be good at it. Flat Earth asterisks. Do, 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 do. Bum, bum, bum. It's just crazy. I mean, can you imagine like the generations that would go to this structure or this facility? Like your great great grandmother goes here, right? And then she's like, "Well, I'm going to take my daughter," and then she's going to take her daughter, and she's going to take her daughter, and like it's going to be a generational thing to go to the World's Fair site. That's what it's going to be. But no, we can't do that because they tore it down. Because for some reason they decided to spend a whole bunch of money, a whole bunch of time, a whole bunch of effort, a whole bunch of materials, and then burn it all to the ground. For what? Like, how to make that make sense? In what retarded dimension does that make any sense? I don't know. And why do you need to put all the, we got to have flags up here? Or those ether antennas? Flat Earth asterisks, got to have those. And why are we going to build Mudflood style bottoms on here? I don't know. There's an answer to this stuff that's not being answered. I have not heard a logical, that's a barrel of nails. Do you have any idea, like just making nails back then was hard. you know, they didn't just spit them out with a nail machine. It was just, I don't know, a different time. They probably had a nail machine at some point, but I mean, and this wood, like, do y'all even know what it takes to mill lumber back then? Do you have any idea? The processes behind just the materials alone is insanity. Mine's been a Starbucks for some reason. Hey, there's Shawnee B. How about that? I'll be damned. And there's Curtis 47. That dude looks painted in. These aren't the original glass plate negatives, so there's a resolution reduction, unfortunately. I don't know why they have to show us second generation stuff, but most people wouldn't notice that, but I notice it right off because I've looked at so many of these. I could tell you, first generation from second generation right off. Look at the quality of these stairs right here compared to just say, I don't know, that or that unscrubbed cartouche. Venetian shell, Torus fields. Flat Earth asterisks. Look at those little windows, how they open up. Flat Earth asterisks. Tartarian lions. There's Anne Frank, who, by the way, didn't write Anne Frank. Everything's a lie. Balsa Man. Electric launches. Electric launches, huh? What does that mean? That's interesting. I don't know what that means. Look at all those people on the roof. Ladder lean for Douglas. Oh, there's another one. Oh, and another one. Triple ladder lean. Oh, baby. Eagle representing the Phoenix. There's another ladder lean. And another one. It's kind of weird they have these ladders leaning up against the roof. Like they're having problems. And they've sent people up there to deal with it. Look at all the people climbing on the roof there. Crazy. That arch, that's freaking huge. That building is redonkulous huge. That's a technical word. Wait. Oh, yeah. Okay. And which direction I went? Lord. Some sort of art gallery. I pretty much can come to the conclusion that most art kind of sucks. Most art. There's good art, but most of it sucks. Like right there, if that was still there, we could test it for lime mortar. And then we could look at the records. Did they use lime mortar? You know, we can check those things. But sadly, they burned it all to the ground. Why not? You know, meltologists like John Levy will tell you that this is bricks that have fused into stones. He can't prove it, but he'll just tell everybody around the world this stuff, and everybody, because it's John Levy, our Lord and Savior of the Mudflood research, has said it. That means it must be true. Nobody questions him because he's, you know, nice guy and out in the middle of the desert, smokes his weed and leaves everybody alone. He's so nice. But he, you know, anything he says, it's okay. No problem. Can't question Levy. No. Lord knows we can't question Levy. No, can't do that. But he doesn't know. I don't know. He stipulates, I don't know. Well, we know you don't know. Why did you say it if you don't know? Don't say what you don't know. If you're speculating, it's one thing. But when you say a brick's fusing into a stone, that's a lie. You're not saying, I think a brick's turning into a stone. No, you're saying a brick is turning into a stone. That's a lie. There's a big difference all in how you say things. Words matter. Look at this dude. That dude reminds me of the guy from Men in Black, the alien dude. Give me the, you know, whatever. You remember that? I don't know if you remember that guy. I don't remember the character's name. It's like, look at these. Look at these. There's people under here. What in the world? I don't know what they're doing. That's really odd. I don't know. They're just kind of underneath there. There's a train for Frankie. Welcome, Tommy Rogers. How you doing? Oh, well, Frankie's here. Hey, Frankie, there's your train. Frankie likes trains. There's your train. There's your train. And there you go. For those of you in the know. Do. It must be Boss Man right there. Look how big those wheels are right there. Huge. I'm gonna call Batman. Looks like Vladimir Lenin. I bet that thing was bright. Do. Let's see, put 8 to 10 nails in each of those in that board right there. So somebody spent time enough to put 8 to 10 nails in that one board right there with a hammer. Boom, 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 boom. You know, look at that scaffolding. Like how in the hell do you even know when you're building this if it's even right? Like, how do you look at it and go, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that looks safe. And look at that ladder. They're going to climb that. I mean, we can build that, but this is the kind of shit that we're working with. I mean, come on. The dog don't hunt. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. That doesn't work for me. I don't know. Maybe it works for y'all. I don't know. I smell a rat. And the scale of that building is just off the charts. This would be today, man, I don't even know how long that'd take us to build with all the modern technology. I really don't. And they built it in like no time. No big deal. We got a hammer and saw, no big deal. Got Fred's. There's Fred right there. Fred's bringing it all in right there. No problem. No problem. Fred's got this. Put our asterisks there and there. Bowler hats everywhere. It's like a sea of bowler hats. It's like they were issued a hat, like that hat. Here's your issue hat. Yep. Hey, go play in the street or something. With all that noise, you nut. She look like she whoop your ass. Check out them sideburns. Man, I don't know why they did that. That I don't know. That looks just nasty to me. But look at these flat earth asterisk windows. Wow. $18.93. So this is the same time frame of the second Atlanta map that I was showing you earlier that this was made. I mean, where did they get all the construction workers to build this? I mean, I'm sorry, but there's just not that many. It's one thing to put, wood and nails together Okay, but it's a whole nother thing to do this. This takes craftsmen. Okay, these take skilled labor, and most guys and gals that are out there are not skilled labor. Like, this is the kind of people they got working on this. This dude that's just sitting there on the side here, contemplating his choices in life. Look at him; he's just so sad. He's made the choice. He's going to probably jump off there and alive himself for, knowing the truth. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Throw down your wallet. Don't let us all suffer. This is, remember, this is if you remember from last show, this is a brick made with bricks here. This whole bottom of the ship. It's all red brick, which is why they did it that way. I don't know. It makes no sense to me. Very strange. I mean, this is not, you don't send Bobby with his hammer and his saw to do this kind of work. This takes somebody that is skilled, really freaking skilled. This is not, even if it is, fake facaded stuff, it still takes skilled craftsmen. It doesn't matter how, it's the end result that matters. That is the end result. How did they get to this point is where that skill comes in. There's a ladder lean and another ladder lean. Got a ladder going up the roof. That's a gondola here. Boom, 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 boom. Man, I wish we had quality pictures of this, like the real deal, high resolution digital scans of the glass plate negatives, because it would really show a lot more detail. I mean, this is showing great detail, but this is nothing compared to glass plates. I'd love to know how they attached the facades to these. Sadly, that's a step that they kind of skip over. Must not have been picture day that day. It's weird. It's like whatever evidence we need to prove or disprove who or what build these structures, that evidence is not being presented. Why is that? Like, you would think that it would be easy to prove, oh yeah, we built this, here's the proof. It's right here. But we don't find that. Oh yeah, there's a temporary structure for you. It's all temporary. Really? Unscrubbed cartouche. World. I had to laugh. There's this girl that I forget her name. She does this. She's got this show. She's bought an old general store building, and it's an old world building. Nothing special, but I did look into it, but it's really not that interesting. But she's bringing it back to life. She's trying to to fix the building and bring it back to life. And for whatever reason, she chose not to put the roof on. She's been doing this for several years now, but for some reason, she just chose to put the roof on, redrew the roof on the building this week. And the building's been just deteriorating the whole time she's, had it. And it's like, why in the world? First off, from a man's standpoint, you check the foundation. If the foundation is good, green light, go. The second thing you do is fix the roof. Okay, if the roof needs fixing, you start there. If the roof is fine, okay, you do whatever you want to. But from a man's standpoint, you fix the roof first. And the reason is that everything under the roof is getting destroyed the entire time there's no roof, working roof. Okay, it is causing problems that you can't even see. So, like, Logic 101 is fix the freaking roof. Okay. Anyway, she didn't fix the roof until like 2 years later. So she's just now fixing the roof. And she was talking about the roof today, and she was talking about how she can't wait. She was talking about how the color of the roof is going to be a white, which will actually reflect the heat. Okay. So that the sun comes down, it reflects off of that. So it actually will be cooler than, say, a black roof, which would suck up the heat. So she was complaining that the roof was going to be white, and how it was going to be hot. And my first thought was, well, you're not going to be up there hanging out. I mean, what are you talking about? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, who cares? It's reflecting the light. It's going to make the building cooler. And then she says, this is what killed me. She says, yeah, because I want to make some stairs going up to the roof so that me and my friends can go up and enjoy the view during the summer on the roof. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. Whoa, back up. You're telling me that you want to go on the roof of your building in summer when it's like 90, 95 degrees and hang out and drink tea and crumpets with your girlfriends. And I'm thinking, she needs a boyfriend or something, because this is getting ridiculous. Because I'm sorry, there is nobody that's on this earth that's going to go hang out on a 90 to 95 degree day, an 80 degree day, whatever, on a roof in the summer and just hang out like it's the Bahamas. I mean, I'm thinking, geez, I mean, she's a sweet girl, but oh man, she needs a partner, something. She needs somebody to tell her when to pull her head out of her ass or something. I don't know. That made me laugh. I had to leave a comment on that one. Who built this shit? I want to know. We should all ask John Levy. I bet he knows. He seems to know everything. If he says that, Unicorn Fairies built this, I will have to believe him, because John Levy said it. If it came out of his mouth, it must be true. Ladder lean. Bop, 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 bop. Bop, 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 bop. And we got some horseshit narrative stuff here. Oh yeah, these are the top recruits here. Yep. Oh yeah. Real scary. Look at all the police lined up in front here. I wonder what they're protecting against. There's Fred's. Oh, wow. Look at that. Wow. Look at that. Look, these guys have climbed this post here and they're lined up sitting on that. Does that remind you of the steelworkers photograph that's so famous? That's what that reminds me of. I don't know what it is. These people back in this time, they would climb things. Look at that. Look at that dude. He's in a freaking tree. There's another one. There's another one. This is a phenomenon I've noticed about these people that's just very strange. They would climb up on things. They would hang out windows. They would literally climb trees. This is not the first time I've seen this. It's not the second time. It's not the 10th time. I mean, they would climb things and get in positions. I bet you there's people right here up in the. That's so weird. Look, there's some more right there in the trees. Look, there's some more on the post things. How weird. That's very strange. Very weird. Okay. What's up, GT? Mr. Mustang in house. That was very strange. There's your cornucopia. That must be where the cornucopia went on the underoos. I know my underoos had some cornucopias up in there. That is just creepy town right there. Stranger danger right there. That must be sheepoo. That's what I call sheepoo. Stranger danger. It's one of the creepiest freaking people I've ever seen in my life. That dude has the blackest, like, demon eyes. Like, man. You could almost see the fucking, darkness in him. Like, just peeking out. Oh. Creepy motherfucker. Ooh. Dude gives me the fucking shivers, man. That's why I call him Stranger Danger. He's fucking creepy. Drinking water. Yum. That looks tasty. I get my drinking water from a box. Statue Fred. What's up, Dragon Sage? Do. You all behaving yourselves this week? Oh, I don't think I told my Lowe's story this week. I don't think. Yeah, I hadn't told you my Lowe's story. So I had the boss take me to. I got my list together for my goat hay shelters. Okay, that I'm building, and it was about a bundle of wood, about $2,000 worth of wood, roughly, and so I got my list together, and I had the boss ride me up there and just throw me out, and sent him packing on his way, let him go do whatever he was going to do, because it was going to take me several hours, and then he was going to come back and pay for it. And this is something we do all the time. I go up there and I do what I got to do, and then he comes up there and I shake him down, get the money out of him, and I pay for it, and we load up and we leave. And I've done this countless times. Okay, so I walk up into Lowe's, and I get dropped off. Walk up into Lowe's, And I go up to the contractor desk, and the girl, remembers me, obviously. I mean, you see a good looking son bitch like me walk through the door, you remember that. Anyways, I've known her, I've dealt with her many times. So um, she says, "What can I get you today?" And I said, "Well, I need this, this, and this, and this, and this." And I gave her my list, and I said, "And can you have them bundle it up for me? And here's the way I want it bundled in this order. So have them pull it this way, and then that way it'll come off the way I want it to come off." And she goes, "Okay." And then she looks at me. She's like, "Is there anything else you're going to get?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I got to go get a couple cartloads of little stuff, and I'll go ahead and pull that stuff while you're pulling the wood. And she's like, "Oh, well, you're going to need to get all the little stuff and come back and pay for it before they'll pull the wood." I said, "What? Excuse me?" She goes, "Yes, it's store policy." And I know it's store policy. Okay, I've heard this little jingle before, but I have done this quite a few times, more than a couple handfuls of times, of where I go up there, I tell them what I want, they pull it, and then we pay for it. Okay, this is how we do it. Okay, this is this is nothing new. And I said, "Okay," and I called the boss and I said, I called the boss, and he was on a business call. He texted me, "I'm on a business call." So I couldn't talk to him. So I just looked at the lady and I said, "You know what? Cancel the order. I'll pull the blankety blank, 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 blank wood in my blankety blank, 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 kiss my ass self." And I turned around and walked away. And I grabbed a cart and I started loading the wood. And I texted the boss and I told him, I told her to kiss my ass. So about 10 minutes later, I get one cart loaded up with some little wood. I had to get, it was going to have to be 3 carts, 2 big carts and one, or 2 of the flat carts. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. They're flat where you can get a forklift up under them. 2 of those and one lumber cart. So I filled up a lumber cart real quick. And as I'm coming back, pushing the lumber cart to go stage it, here comes Boss Man. He's like, "They're going to pull the wood for you." So then I cussed him out. I'm furious at this point. Okay, I'm pissed. I'm like, these motherfuckers have just hit me. They've gone to the red zone. Okay, we're going to the red zone and we're not coming back. Okay, I'm pissed. So I cussed him out, and he's like, "No, calm down, calm down, calm down." I talked to him. I cussed them out, and they're going to pull the wood. I said, "No, I'm going to pull the fucking wood." And I've gone into Gen X mode, if you know what I mean. Okay, I've gone to Gen X. We're not coming back. Okay, so he's like, "Please, please, please, just go get the little stuff. I've got to get this done so I can get back to where I need to go. I've got to stay here, and they're gonna pull the wood, and I'll pay for it. We'll get it loaded up, and then we'll go. You go get the little stuff. They'll load it up, and finally, I'm just like, fuck it. I'm like, fine. And I go and I walk off and I go get the little stuff. Well, I get the little stuff together and I get 2 cartloads of little stuff. Okay. And I come rolling back up here and I said, "Here, give her this." And I pushed 2 carts at him. And he pays. And then she goes, "Okay, well, they hadn't pulled the wood yet. So go ahead and pull your truck up." So I had to sit there and wait for another, I think it was an hour to an hour and a half for them to pull the wood for me. The whole time I'm sitting there just fuming. Like I was so ready to just, so I made the boss buy me dinner. I was pissed. I was just like, and oh my God. I swear. And come to find out, I found this out later, that when I told the lady that I wanted them to pull the wood, and I would go get the little stuff, and I'd come back and we'd pay for it. Then when I said that, when she said, well, you have to pay for it first because, wait for it, I didn't realize it, but her store manager was standing behind her. So because the store policy is that they have to have the wood paid for first before they'll pull the wood, she went with policy instead of taking care of the customer. So basically Lowe's forgot who the fucking customer was this week. I can't wait to go back. I'm gonna give somebody help. I don't know. I just, you know, what if, what do I need you for if I can do it myself? You know, if it's gonna be like that, if you're gonna, you know, be a shit to me, I'm gonna make you feel it, and I'm gonna drop wood on the ground. This was I'd already started doing this. I forgot about this. When I was taking any piece of wood that I didn't like and throwing it right on the ground. So I left them a pile of wood on the ground. I go, oh no, that stick's a little bit crooked. No, that was a little bit bowed. Nah, get rid of it. That's got too many knots. Now I was throwing wood on the ground. I was so pissed. I'm like, you son of a bitches. And I'm just getting started down. You wait till I get to the damn 6x6x12. Hell's gonna break loose. I was so pissed. This world has gone to absolute shit with customer service. People do not know how to take care of customers anymore. Why in the hell do I need to pay for something? I'm having you pull the wood, okay, to number one, save me time because I'm the customer, and number two, so I don't hurt myself because I'm lifting too much by myself. Okay. So basically, if I'm in there and I'm having to pull it by myself and I hurt myself, you got a lawsuit, fuckheads, you dumb fucks. And they don't think about this shit. All they think about is that fucking dollar bill. Everything's a dollar now. They don't think about the customer. Who's the customer? They don't know. Fucking horseshit. Anyways, all right, I'm done with my little rant. Lowe's can go. I sure wish they built a Home Depot near us. I really do. And I don't even like Home Depot. They're getting all my business if they come here. I'm going to make sure of it. Lord have mercy. I'll tell you, this world. This is a weird little building right here. I hope y'all are enjoying this. If you're not, we're going to blame it on Sig. Sorry, Sig. Sig can handle it. He's a big boy. Get your crescent moon. These little dudes are interesting. Man. Hello, Virginia. Not to mention that girl was making a commission on the sale. I forgot to mention that. I probably should mention that. So she should basically be kissing my ass instead of me having to kiss her ass to get my wood. You need to work for your money. I mean, what, I got to pull the wood and then you get a commission? I don't think so. Because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the self-checkout and I'm going to check it out at the self-checkout and make sure you don't get your commission next time. And I'm going to make sure that you know that I did that. And I'm going to make sure that your manager knows that I did that. And I'm going to type the self-checkout line just to piss you people off. Don't fuck with Gen X. We're crazy. What's wrong with you? Have you lost your damn mind, people? Damn. Don't do it. I'm telling you. We got zero fucks to give. I don't know why. We're just wired that way. What is going on here? We got a little obelisk on top of an obelisk. Very interesting. They got obelisk everywhere. And nobody questioned it. Nobody questions any of this. This is supposedly, you know, what they built on. Look what they've done here. They've shored this up so it won't wash away with these little sticks. How weird's that? Bum, 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 bum. Look at that ladder. I mean, there's some of the facade right there before they put it on. Like, I'm wondering how did they get, let's say this piece right here, a facade. Okay, it's going, let's see if we can figure out where it's going. It's going here. Okay. It's gonna, I think, yeah, I think this here goes here and here. Or maybe, no, maybe here and here. I think that's more right. Okay, so, or maybe even here. Anyways, you see that this is this. Now, that being said, and it looks like all they got is this little pulley here. They probably have one here too. It's harder to see. But I would imagine it's the same thing. They have one of these. So I'm just kind of like, how do they get this all the way up here without banging into the scaffolding, it falling out, or and then get it up on here, and then how do they attach that to here? You know, I don't know. I'm just wondering. I'm asking questions. Probably shouldn't ask questions. I should just not ask any questions. So anyways, I can't wait to have another wood order. I just can't wait. I don't even know what I'm going to do. I'm going to show my ass. Somebody's going to get my ass because I'm going to show it to them. They got ladder leans here and here and here. Why do they have ladders right there? Why? I mean, it don't look right. Why would they leave those there? Does it make sense? Bum, 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 bum. Hey, Kathy Broughton, how you doing? Sig telling jokes. He's a funny one, that Sig. If you missed it earlier, we're going to do a Mudflood flash mob this week. So if you'd like to jump on the stream and have a chat, and you have a day that would be better for you this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, let me know, and I'll take that into consideration for what day I do it. It'll be around the 8 to 9 o'clock time frame. But let me know if you're interested, and if I'll come on and we'll try to get a chat going, and if we can't get a chat going, then we'll shut it down and we'll do it in another 2 weeks. The idea isn't to hang out with nothing to do. The idea is to actually chat. So if there's nobody that's able to chat, then we won't chat. It's no big deal. It's an opportunity for you all to voice your truths and ask your questions, or just speak your mind, or get your 2 cents on the table. It's an opportunity for you to introduce yourself to me and the community. Whatever you want to do. You know, if you want to sing us a song, you can do that. I don't really particularly think I really want to hear it, but you know, if you're good, then we'll let you continue. If you suck, then we'll gong your ass and send you on your way. So that's interesting. So do your best, you know. No, I mean it's just an opportunity for you all to check. Hey GT, just FYI, when I started this show, when I made the first um, videos, I don't remember how many videos I made with this equipment, but I just used a $20 headset mic. It had the earphones and a mic that came around, a $20 gamer headset. It wasn't very good, but it worked, and that's what I started this show with. So $20 and you're in the game. It's for that. So you can also it's mainly you need to make sure you use Chrome to come on StreamYard. It seems to not particularly work well with other browsers. I don't know why. That's what they suggest, and it seems like anytime somebody uses something other than Chrome, it goes wonky. So I would suggest Chrome. And if you have any questions, other people can answer. There's also a on StreamYard. There's a tutorial on how to do it that can answer questions, because I don't know what your questions would be. But I guess my point is that you don't have to have studios set up, to do a conversation. Is the point? Now, I mean, sounds like oh no, here we go. Tell you what, we're gonna take us a break here because somebody, not gonna mention no names, is getting squealy. So we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be back ASAP. Okay, we are back. Muddin is ready to go. And I told him not to get that hot chocolate, and he did get that hot chocolate. So I had to wrestle him for the hot chocolate. Give me the hot chocolate. He's like, I said, you got Gurry with me? Tiny dog, tiny dog, tiny dog. You ain't no tiny dog. He's an American Patriot Beagle. So he is back from his patrol. He is ready to do some damage here. Okay, ready to do some. What do you want to do? Let's see. Yes. All right. Hop it down. Hop it down. All right. Everybody behaving themselves tonight. Besides Hippie, we know she's not. That's okay. That's all right. That is all right. I want to hush. I want to do a little. I want to shift gears because, well, I like to shift gears. I want to hush it. Just hush it. I want to hold on that second. Hush. Nobody cares. Well, where is it? I can't find anything these days. Here. Somebody wants a biscuit. Want another biscuit? How many biscuits, Hippie? 2 biscuits. That's 1.5. That's 2. 2 biscuits. If it says 2, you get 2. Okay. I'm trying to find my doodad thing. I don't remember what it's called. Why is everything so hard to find these days? Okay. Damn. Okay, where is it? I'm not finding it. I'm going to just random place generator. Let's see. I'm trying to find my random place. There it is. Okay. I'm gonna try my Google Drop random place generator thing. Let's see. And shares the screen. And change my duty dad. And all right. Any country. I'll stick to America. Let's see, America, where you at? America. Okay, and all right. Let's try Salem, Arizona. Let's try that. Hopefully it'll be bigger than what I'm looking for is something that's not a hole in the ground. Now, it's my belief that if a town or a city is old enough that it will have evidence. I'm not seeing anything there. Let's try another one. Springfield, New Hampshire. That might be interesting. If a city or town is old enough that it will have, well, there's nothing there. We don't want that. All right. Waterford City. That might be interesting. Let's try that. Looks a little bigger. If it's old enough that even if it's small, that it will have evidence of what we're looking for. Now here, this looks juicy. Let's go down right here. This is Waterford City, North Dakota. I have been to South Dakota, not North Dakota. I've been to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Well, this doesn't look as good as it looked from the satellite. Yeah, this looks more modern. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. No, I thought I saw something there, but it wasn't. False alarm! False alarm! But it's amazing. Why are you eating my computer, you nut? Oh, I'm gonna so eat you. I'm going to have bagel sausages. This little town sucks. I'm getting out of here. Okay, let me find another one. I don't know. Amityville. I like the Amityville horror. Oh, this has got to have something. Amityville, New York. Ooh, what do we got here? Ooh, 3D. Ooh, I even like that better. Let's see. Come on now. Where's your downtown at? I swear they had these damn downtowns. What's that right there? Give me that. Give me that. I said give it to me. You must respect my authority. Why are you not? That looks modern. That might be old. That's an interesting little house. Not seeing the juicy stuff. Ooh. Amityville Historical Society. Flat Earth asterisks. Scrub cartouche up on the roof there. Cute little houses. What you got tucked over here? Oh, we knew those guys. Shack on the back for streets. You like some shacks on the back. Let's see. So even this little town, we're seeing interesting stuff. Not the best, but let me come back out and kind of look around here. I don't even know where this is. Where are you? Where are you, little fella? Oh, okay. Let's go here. What's this? All right, internet, do your thing. Do the thing that you do. Hmm. Ooh. Yeah. That's the stuff. Yeah, that's it. Right there. Tudor building. So I bet that's got lime mortar in it. And you can walk right up to it, scrape that with your finger. If it falls out, it's lime mortar. Real simple. Old lime mortar now. Now, if it's new lime mortar, it's probably not going to scratch off, but you'll know it'll look old. It'll look weathered. It'll, look like it's seen time. But just because the lime mortar is messed up, on the outside, the pointing is no good. It doesn't mean that the lime mortar is not good. Look at that. That's brutalist facading right there. Look at that. Like, why? What is that covering? And look what they've done here. They've just, there was probably, in fact, let's check that clock. 4 1s for you Mandela affected folk. Let's do our Wayback Machine here and see what we got. So there was something there, but it's not too interesting. Okay, let's check this little fella out. Very nice. I like to get into the backs of the buildings if possible, because some of the greatest stuff can be found there. Check that out. Norwalk Savings Society. Okay. Look at that. Unscrubbed coffin cartouche with a beehive on it. That's interesting. Mormons, anyone? Oh, and I don't know if Streets is listening tonight. It I went back. I don't know if you remember. I think it was last week, and I went and I was trying to look at Salt Lake City, trying to find some old stuff, and I couldn't find anything. And Streets was telling me, go look at this area, this block, and I was looking at that block, and I wasn't finding anything. And so I went back and tried to find, what he was talking about, and kind of looked into it, and prism glass. It's a type of prism glass. And come to find out, they have just destroyed the old world in Salt Lake City. It's gone. There is not much left. They did the same thing in they did the same thing in Charlotte. I've seen that before. And they just get rid of the old buildings and build these new buildings. And if you look at old Salt Lake City pictures, you can see there's some Mudflood stuff there. You can see there's old buildings all over downtown Salt Lake, but they're gone. And so I just thought that was very interesting. That that's just as important to understand about your town. Just because you don't see anything doesn't mean that there wasn't once something there, is my point. There is so much covered up stuff that's happened that I'm gonna try my random place generator again. I'm not giving up on him. We'll go to Gaylord. Why not? Sounds random. Where's this? Gaylord, Minnesota. Minnesota. That's my best Minnesota accent I can muster. Oh my, that's nice. Minnesota. Been a long time since I've been to Minnesota. There's something old, 1899. Something right there. prism glass, dentals, dog toothing. Ah, go the way I want you to go. Oh my, what we got down here? Hello, little fella. Flat Earth asterisks. Four ones on the clock. 1853. So weird. It's like it it seems like there should be a lot of buildings right here, but there's nothing. It's like that's weird. Very weird. Minnesota. Okay. Let's generate some more places. Georgia. We're gonna go on down to Georgia. Go on down to Georgia. This doesn't look too good. Yeah. I don't think so. Skip on that one. I need something good. Let's see. Wisconsin. Why not? This is interesting. Huh. Expect to see some cheese somewhere. Well, I'm not seeing nothing. What's that? Work with me. Let me check this out. That's new. All right. It's a bust. All right, give me something good. Oh, Lillington. I was just in Lillington yesterday. Literally. Let's see. Get my bearings here. Pop down right here. Yep. Now this it's not there anymore, but this oh, that was a different, excuse me, I was about to tell you a story about a different town. There's another town near here. There's a little town called Irwin that is I don't think I know where. Oh yeah. There used to be a great little thrift store. I think right here, something like that. Right here, somewhere. Great little thrift store. Used to like to go to, but it's gone now. I'm not really sure which way to go to show you where I was yesterday. Was it here? No, this isn't where I was. Where the hell was I? Arch windows. Okay. I know it's down the street here because some prism glass there and there. Where the hell is it? Oh, here. I was here yesterday. And here yesterday. we stopped in there, and this is a great little thrift store right here. This is one of my favorites right here. This little Beacon thrift store. They've always got really good stuff. And then there's a little, we call this one the Mexican thrift store right here. And it's okay. It's not as good. This one was pretty cool, but this is like a consignment shop. But this Beacon thrift store is really, they always have interesting stuff there. And that's an old building. Anyways, that's cool. Let's go to Iran, Texas, since how we're blowing that up this week. I wonder what they're actually up to. What do we want from Iran? I wonder. Maybe we're just fulfilling the prophecies. Keep it on Israel. This doesn't look very interesting. I don't like it. I'm going somewhere else. Sleepy Hollow. Why not? Maybe we'll find the Headless Horseman. Well, I don't think we'll find shit, actually. This is a damn neighborhood. I don't even think that's got nothing. No. That's X-nay on that, eh? Alright. Come on, random generator. You're killing me. You know what? Let's go. Let's get crazy. France. It's in France. This doesn't look very big. I don't even know how you. I tell you what, internet is just like, I'm not going to do nothing today. You can just kiss my ass. This doesn't look very interesting. But that one over there was kind of cool. Where's that? Okay, what we got here? What is that? I have no idea. Big place here. Come on. Show me something good. I want to see something good. Problem with places like this is everything looks the damn same. They had a whole different style, and maybe if you live in those countries, maybe you. Oh, I'm gonna look at that, whatever that is. Maybe you live in these countries. Oh my! It maybe it would make more sense, but it all looks the same to me. You know, from Google, you know, from the air is what I'm saying. Like when I'm looking in America and I look down, what we got here, look at that. There's some old stuff there. How did they? How in the world are they going to account for all the? I know that. What am I trying to say? I know that they account for Europe, let's say France, being, oh, well, we had more time to build and all this and all that, right? I know that's like the official like jibber jabber that they throw at us. But here's the thing: if you really get down to it and look at the dates, I bet you a nickel that a lot of the stuff that is there was actually built at the same time as the stuff that we look at. Look at that. What in the world? So, you know, and I'm not saying all of it. I'm saying a lot of the stuff. And I don't know, you know, there's no way I can know when this stuff is built, but you'd have to take it individually. I bet you if you got down into it, that you'd end up with those are coal chutes. Um, you'd end up with the same time frames in a lot of cases. where you think it's all like this like ancient shit, from 14, 15, 1600, some shit like that. It's actually built in the 1800s, early 1900s. You follow what I'm saying? You see what I'm laying down here? All right, let's see where else I can go. Finland, why not? When in Rome. Well, that doesn't look too good. I wish you could set the population thing on this. I think that would help. Germany, why not? Maybe they didn't blow it up. A lot of stuff here. And a lot of times the good stuff is closer to the rivers. Ah, shoot, no 3D. Let's see what this is. Oh, this sucks. Okay, come on. You people are killing me. I know y'all built some stuff over here. Now, you're going to share it with me, or I'm going to throw a tantrum. Why you got to always be working on everything? I ain't putting up with that. Well, okay, maybe I am going to put up with that. I ain't got no old time show screens. All right, this is killing me. I want to look at some freaking old shit, and all I'm coming up with is a bunch of small towns in China. Where's this damn ball at? We live on the ball. Why do people still believe that? What is the... I don't want to go to Baltimore. I'm going to go somewhere interesting. Let me find... Let's go to New Jersey. What's the major... What's the big city in New Jersey? Atlantic City. Let's see what that's like. Probably Atlantic City is. I bet they've destroyed a lot of it. It's a weird looking place, man. Internet's running slow as shit tonight. Art Deco. See, right there, that is brutalist facading. Okay, if you pulled off this facade here, I bet you nickel there's something under there that's good. Same there, same there. They've hidden this stuff right in plain sight. See that building right there? That's, I don't know if that's, yeah, I'd probably say that's the way it should look. But this right here has been brutalist facaded. There's a neat one. Oh, Rothschild. Man, who wouldn't pay tickets to watch them burn at the stake? Yeah, that'd be a hoot. Slow burn, low flames, just enough to bake them. Yep, be a good time. I'd buy a ticket to that. Do, 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 do. I think I am tapped out again. Well, maybe not. Spoke too soon. Got a little something going on right there. Do, 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 do. Yeah, does that make sense right there? How they've. That's weird. That's pretty cool. A little bit everywhere, it seems. I've never been to Atlantic City. Don't know much about it, other than, seeing the old pictures from it, from the boardwalk area. Um, I wish we could go and drop into the Bronx, because that area had a lot of stuff going on, but they burned it. They burned it all down. Or a lot of it. Really sucks because it was really some really cool stuff there. The first video I ever made was showing the Bronx. Rikers Island is weird. I can't even imagine the amount of bricks that have been used in New York area. It's just phenomenal. Like there's just no number to justify how many bricks are here. I don't think there's anybody that can logically explain where all these bricks came from. There's just it's just too many. I mean, yes, a lot of these, yes, are newer. Yes, that's true. But I wish there was a way to erase the new buildings, because that would be cool to see. But what it doesn't show you is where the buildings are that aren't have that have been destroyed, that aren't there anymore. See, look at that. It just doesn't make any sense. You just don't build in the ground like that. It just doesn't make any sense. It's logical is not what's being going on here. Little mud flood window right there. I have no idea where I am. How does anybody know where the hell anything is in this place? Like, how do you know? Oh, you go up here this way, that way, and this way, and that's how you get to this place. Like, nobody knows where anything is. They probably just don't go anywhere. Like Sig said he was, the FedEx guy, in this kind of area. And like, how in the world would you ever learn your route? I mean, do they have like a GPS thing that they stick in your tail hole and it beeps every time you go the right way? I mean, what's going on? How do they do that? I'd be so lost in this damn place. There's no way I'd ever find my way out of here. Like, I'm lost right here and I'm just Googling through it. I do this for fun though. I'll do this while y'all ain't looking, and just go looking around, because you just don't know what the hell you're gonna find. You have to be specific about the areas of New York. Some of the areas are new, some of them are old. Some of them are old, but they've been like, you can drop in anywhere in Manhattan and find crazy shit. I'll just drop the thing. Okay, I'm just dropping. I don't know where I'm going. Okay, and anywhere you go, you're gonna see scaffolding. That's a whole different story. Why do you see scaffolding everywhere you go? There's a reason for that. I think last time I checked, it was scaffolding in New York is a $4 billion a year business. $4 billion scaffolding. It's everywhere. And it's there for a reason. It's not there for good reasons. It's bullshit reasons, but it's there. It's people making money on it. And it's not going away. This is the new. Matter of fact, I'll just say it right now. It's going to get worse. It's definitely going to get worse, and it's just the way it is. Because what happens is if you have facade, okay, let's say this cartouche right here decides it's had enough, and it decides to fall off one day, right? Or they inspect your building and they find out that this cartouche or this keystone is ready to fall out for whatever reason, or the bricks, something up here on the roof, whatever. It doesn't matter. Something is of your facade is in danger of falling out, right? Let's just say, hypothetically. And they've determined that, by law, the law states that you have to put up scaffolding. Okay, this is scaffolding right here. This doesn't look like scaffolding per se, but this is scaffolding. Because in New York, what they're doing is let me tell the rest of the story. So complicated. So because you've got the possibility of materials falling off your building, you now have to protect the public. That's a beauty right there. Okay, so if any one of these pieces decide, it's going to fail, which they are at this point because we don't know how to maintain them. Okay, and we're doing stuff like using Portland cement to fix stuff that was built with limestone, with lime mortar. Okay, which is bad. Okay, and so what's happening is these parts are falling off the buildings. Okay, now, good God. Seriously. Oh my God, there's a whole nother half to it. Jeez. So what they do is they put up scaffolding. Okay. Now this is pretty scaffolding. Okay. And you're going to see normal scaffolding. Okay. Like, here's normal scaffolding. This is scaffolding. Okay. Now, the reason they do this is to protect the public. It's by law. You have to put up the scaffolding to protect the public. But the thing is that you don't have to fix the building as long as you got the scaffolding up. Okay. So what these buildings are doing is, instead of fixing the buildings, because number one, there's so few people that can actually fix the buildings, because there's so few people that actually have the skills and the know-how to fix the buildings. Number one. Number two, they're very expensive. Okay. Because they're so highly sought, they know they can get paid well, and they charge too much, as they probably should. Okay. And so these buildings are opting not to fix the buildings. The owners of the buildings are opting not to fix the buildings. They put up the scaffolding, okay, and then some of these buildings know that this shit's gonna stay up for a long time, and so they make them more permanent, like this. And then they go even one, maybe we'll find some, but they go a whole nother level up from that, and they make it fancy. And they act like it's to make it look nice, while they're being repaired, while the building's being repaired. They're not fixing the buildings. They have no intention of fixing the buildings. They're making the scaffolding a permanent feature. This building is just freaking redonkulous right here. This is absolutely redonkulous. Like, this is, see, there's more scaffolding. If you see scaffolding, it's a problem. Okay, that's not good. They're not just putting scaffolding up there for shits and giggles. Okay, it's not put up there. A lot of people think they're putting the scaffolding up because they're fixing the buildings. They're not fixing the buildings. There's shit falling off these buildings, y'all. This building is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what building this is, but this thing is like stupid. You see this? Because they can't get the HVAC stuff the way they need it. They have to do crap like that, put those in. See, they've gone a little bit. Man, I'd like to find some of that fan. You probably have to go down to like Broadway or something, and you find some of the night, or Tribeca or something. You might find some really nice scaffolding. Of course, they'll cover it. They'll say it's awnings or coverings, or they won't call it scaffolding at that point. It's like next level. But they act like it's just temporary. It's a temporary thing. They're not, but it's permanent, y'all. This is the new New York. This is New York. Okay, this is it. It's not going to change. This is how it's going to be from now on. It's just going to get worse. There's a joke that you can go anywhere on Google Earth, or you can drop in from anywhere. You can do this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right here. Okay. There's a joke that you can drop in from Google. Okay. All right, internet, do whatever you do today. Would be nice. Be really good. Okay. You can just take it, and you can just drop the man and look around, and you should see scaffolding, or not even have to go very far to find scaffolding. Okay. And it's so close to reality. I mean, it's a real problem. Well, are you kidding me? Oh, look at that. There's got to be some right here, somewhere. Where's my scaffolding? Okay, you're killing me. I'm trying to make a point here. Google. Ooh, what you got there? This is another thing. Like, look at all the masonry here. We need to account for all that masonry. It's not just, buildings. Look at those Mudflood windows right there. It says arches underground. Let me get down here. Maybe we can get a side view. Maybe. No, it's not gonna let me. Nope, ain't gonna let me. I want to go under the bridge. Why not? I'll go over here, take me a stroll, get me some smack in the park here. All right, now I got me aggravated. Where's my? I want my Google man to find me some. Oh, I was probably in a newer section. That's probably what it was. Come on now. I'm gonna drop in with my Google man. I want to find some damn scaffolding. Come on. Where you at? Look at that little Mudflood window right there. See that little fella right there? Where you at, scaffolding? Come on, you're killing me. Oh, there's some. I feel better now. It doesn't work 100% of the time, but it is very, a very good point. Let's put it that way. What we got there, Mudflood winners? Oh, that looks all new. I don't want to go that way. Going this way. Yeah, wrought iron work. St. Mark's Church. All right. Went over to my friend Neil and Amelia's house yesterday for Saturday lunch, and Neil, they used to live in Louisiana, and he's a good Louisiana cook, and he fried fish that he had caught down in Louisiana, and fried fish, and that was good. That was some good eating. Had good spice, and he was telling me. He told me. I said, ask him what his secret ingredient was, and he said that an old Cajun man taught him this trick. He said, what you do is you marinate the fish in mustard, just regular yellow mustard, and it really made a good flavor on that fish. So I just I gave away the secret. Look at that right there. Does that make sense? I'm going to build this amazing building because I have the ability to make this quality of masonry building, and then I'm going to make the damn stairs to get up into the building 3 feet off the ground. And then I'm going to make little stores that go into the ground because, well, and over here, I'm going to put more stores in the ground because I'm basically, retarded, and I do not understand. I do not understand construction techniques. This makes no sense. So when it rains, the water's going to go right down into your door. Now, how do you keep the water out of your door? Okay, so and it's snowing, you've got to walk down these stairs in the snow. Why would you not put the first floor on the first floor? Hello, McFly. Are you listening? I mean, it's so stupid. Why would you do that? Why? It just doesn't make any sense. Regardless of whether we can or can't do these things, why would you do that? It just doesn't make logical sense to do that. It doesn't. I'm sorry. I don't care how you sell it. See, they've opted for the upgrade on their scaffolding. That's not going away. That's permanent. And I know it doesn't look permanent, but it's permanent because it ain't going away. See, they got some advertising up here. They painted this one. And they know it's not going away. There's a beauty. There's still so much here, it's not even funny. I'm really, really surprised they didn't burn New York to the ground. I know that they burned a lot of it, but they didn't burn enough. I don't know why they. And here's another thing. Just take notice of how much construction is around this city at this time. And then you look in the old photos, and where's the construction at? It's already done. Coffin cartouches all over that. See those coffin cartouches? You know, where, you don't see construction. You see built buildings that are already there. They're just, it's like they decided, okay, not only we're not going to building buildings at the time they come to take these pictures, but we're going to clean up all the job sites. But you look today and there's workers everywhere. They're everywhere, building things, doing things, fixing things, everywhere. Why is it not like that in the old pictures? I mean, you would think, just from logical deduction, that there would be cranes and stacks of wood and stacks of bricks and painters and carpenters and masons everywhere. Oh, we're going to go get some. Oh, yeah. What we got here? What are y'all selling? Okay. I don't know how I got here. Damn. What the hell was that about? Damn. I mean, where are the pictures? I'm gonna go here. Where's here? I don't know. I'm just randomly going places. This is a really common thing in New York where they do this U shape. I'm not sure why they do that. Don't know the answer to that. It is very common though. Seems to be not something I see in other cities. Some, but not like in New York. Like, look at that. Why? That's the first floor. That's not the first floor. Why is the first floor not the first floor? Why? How does that make any sense? But they got construction going on everywhere. But you don't see that in old pictures. Why is that? Where is the construction at? If we built it all, okay, we built this, we can build this, Nate Squad will tell you we built this. They'll swear up and down. But where are the damn, I'm not saying show me some construction photos. I'm talking about when you look in these old pictures that I show on this show week after week, where are the damn construction sites? There should be construction going on everywhere. But we don't see that. We don't see Fred moving bricks around everywhere. We don't see cartloads and train loads of masonry coming in and cartouche, coffin cartouche. Blah, blah, blah. We don't see this stuff on the streets. We don't see, cart after cart after cart of bricks coming in and wood coming in and roofing material and glass. And where are they? If we built this stuff, where is that at in these pictures? What, did everybody take the damn day off on that day? On every single day that the photographer came to town? Oh, the photographers come to town, hide all the cranes. Everybody get rid of the cranes. Put them away. Hide all the bricks, cover it all up. We don't want any lumber stacks. The guy's going to take pictures. We want our city to look immaculate. And that happened in every single city across the country. Does that make sense? I mean, I'm not saying it can't be done. Certainly they could do that. Why not? Well, I mean, everybody knows that when the boss comes, you clean up the workspace, make it look like, everything's, cool. But, is that logical that every single time that the Detroit Photographic Company showed up to your city or town, that everybody cleaned up all the job sites, and so there was no pictures taken of job sites? Does that make sense? Is that logical? I don't think that's logical. I don't think that dog hunts. I think there's something missing, something we're not being told. That's what I think. I mean, everybody's entitled, everybody's got an opinion. That's true. Everybody's got an opinion. That's okay. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm not saying you can't have your opinion. I'm just saying this is my opinion. And you may agree or disagree with it, but this is my opinion. And you're welcome to voice your opinion. You may have a better opinion. Let's hear it. I don't know it all. The older I get, the more I know I don't know. I really do. I don't know shit yet. I'm learning so many new things by doing this research. Things that, it's like, my God, sometimes I'm like, I don't really want to know all this. Look at that, Mudflood winters. But I do. And I'm really trying to study it and learn it and understand. I'm trying to get down in the nitty gritty of it. I'm really done looking at at these buildings are wonderful. I could look at these all day long, but this is not gonna, get me where I want to go. So in my free time, while y'all ain't looking, I'm trying to learn things that can prove this point in different ways. That's why I'm looking at lime. That's why I'm looking at bricks. Okay. That's why I'm studying the simulation. I'm studying things that can bring clarity to what in the world is going on here, because this is not working for me. I am not, able to prove what I want to prove just showing you these buildings, because I think you guys, once you kind of have gone down this rabbit hole enough, that something ain't right. This dog ain't hunting right. This is modern. You know that this ain't right. I've been trying to, last two times I wanted to drop in East Village. That's what I was trying to go. I was trying to hit an East Village because that might be kind of neat. Let's go here. Why not? There's a lot of old stuff in this area. That's old. Jeez. What I'm saying is, I know that I love doing this. Okay, this is fun. This is all fine and dandy. But this is just, this is good fun, but this isn't where, we're going to get this proved. We're going to have to find, I'm trying to inspire you people to get off your ass and think. We need to get, we need to learn more about how these things are done. We need to study not only the symbology, but how that right there was made. How was that made? Like, what is the process for manufacturing that? Okay, what is the process for getting a hold of the the stone to create that? What is the process? And we need to study that process, and we need to know that process, up and down, in and out. I'm studying this lime. This stuff is so interesting. I really think I'm onto something. I mean, I really do. I am not even joking here, y'all. I think the lime is going to be, you zip it, old big old mouth beagle. I think the lime is going to be something that we can sink our teeth into and really, um, get some truth out of. I think the bricks, the lime, we need to study glass. Where did all this damn glass come from? Where? What is the process of making that old glass? How hard is it to gather the materials and make that glass? How did they transport the glass? Okay. Now I know how they did it, but I mean, they crated it up. But okay, well, where did the crates come from? Like, all these things add up. It's not the one component. It's putting the components together. These things are important. It's the little things, and they add up. Where were these things manufactured? Where did they make this right here? Who made that? Okay, is that a mold? Is that chiseled? What stone is that? Where did that design? Is it hand carved? Is it geopolymer? Is it how did they do that? Just that, okay? And then figure out where they made this. Okay, what about the wrought iron? Okay, now somebody needs to figure out, okay, the old wrought iron, it didn't rust. Why didn't it rust? Okay, it's not like the wrought iron we have today. It's not the same shit. Okay, we got to go deeper. I mean, they're using lime mortar that not only self repairs itself, but it goes from limestone to lime mortar and back to limestone. It self heals itself. That to me is an old world technology. It is a cyclical technology. That is some old world stuff. The Alabama. That ain't got nothing to do with Alabama. Alabama, as Forrest Gump would say. Zip it. This is, our mortar, our Portland cement is crap. Okay, it's too hard, and when the buildings shift, when they move, when they sway, okay, that mortar don't break. Okay, it doesn't have flexibility like lime mortar. Here, have a biscuit and hush it. You interrupted my flow, and I'm just about to have me a beagle sandwich. That means you on a sandwich with some cheese, maybe some tomato. Who doesn't love barbecue beagle? So, the lime mortar allowed a building to move. Okay, because buildings move. Okay, they shift. Okay, they shift. They move. The earthquakes. Okay, let's say there's a minor earthquake, not a big earthquake. Let's say a minor earthquake. Well, that earthquake, this building will move, and the lime mortar moves. It allows the building to move. Okay, but Portland cement doesn't do that. Portland cement is so hard that it breaks. It doesn't break. It breaks the brick. Okay, the lime mortar won't move, and then the brick can't flow, and so the bricks break. Okay, it's shit technology. Portland cement is bullshit. That is what we did. Okay, so if you see Portland cement, you're not dealing with old world. If you see lime mortar, you're dealing with old world. That's the bottom line. Okay, that's where I'm at. And I believe lime mortar will prove that Meltology, popcorn rocks, popcorn bricks, whatever the hell they call them. I believe that balloon rocks. I believe that lime mortar can prove that balloon rocks are bullshit. So there you go, Levy. You're gonna have to prove that one. Okay, you have to get into the lime mortar. You have to, show us your wisdom there. Show me how you can have lime mortar that gets melted and then stays in situ in that wall. Let's see you prove that, Mr. Smarty Man. Let's go there. That's a direct challenge, in case you didn't catch that. I mean, look at this. This is just really good stuff. But why? Why would they do that? Why? Got the old wrought iron. That's old wrought iron right there. I bet that shit don't rust. Matter of fact, when I see something like that, I like to go back. Oh yeah. You see why? See how that works? That's a weird. It's so weird. Okay. I'd like to know what's under that right there. Look at that round, how it rounds around the building there. Hey, Sherry Ives, how you doing? Do 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 do. Oh, look at that beauty. All those ether fennials up there. Old wrought iron. When you see this, usually it is where they're actually repairing the building. I haven't seen any of that fancy scaffolding yet, unfortunately. Oh, that was weird. Triangle building. Check that out. Little elevator system. I believe Sig, you were asking about the elevators. There you go. Beagle's getting antsy here. Getting mouthy. Won't you take a nap or something? Don't you like the nap? Huh? Don't you like the nap? Huh? Don't you like the nap? He see this? Look at this, y'all. This was a $600 chair, and somebody, I'm not gonna mention any names. You see what he does? He has torn this leather chair to absolute shit. $600 chair, and he's freaking ate the damn thing. Little shit. What's your problem? You got a problem. Anyways, I don't know if that helps your thinking there, but that's kind of where I'm thinking, Just looking through some of your comments is here. See what y'all got going on. Oh, this is interesting. Let me get this up here so I can read it. Glenn Starr. the last Thursdayism is a philosophical thought experiment proposing that the universe, including all physical evidence, memories, and history, was created last Thursday in a fully formatted state. You know, I have heard of that in some form. Hush. Go play with your toys. Do something. You ain't got to go out because you just went out. You got the bladder of a little girl. That's funny. That's funny. I don't have any. I don't even know wouldn't even know where to start with that. Um, it's some of these like ideas that people come up with are so. It's almost like how. Okay, if you haven't figured out yet, Christianity is a grift. Okay, and once the Catholic Church lost control over the narrative, okay, and they started coming out with Protestant religions, what the Protestants realized was that if they could come up with a slightly different version, they could create a whole new grift, okay, and then they could grab the parishioners from other, you know, denominations over to their side, right? And it just grift and grift. There's like what 26,000 different versions of Christianity. It's because it's all different grifts, and it's these people, these groups. They're all grifting in a different way, trying to get the grift. You know, I could come up. I could start a religion, okay, and I could call it uh, um, whatever I don't know. I'm gonna call it. Let's see. I don't know what I call it. I'm gonna call it uh, O'Keefe's Working Hands Religion. That's shit. Damn, it's green. Okay. No, we're gonna call it O'Keefe's. Okay. Oh, there it is. We're gonna call it Keefe's Working Hands Religion, and its deity is the great John Levy, the great researcher John Levy, and we can create a religion off that and make him the Lord and Savior deity, and he only has the truth from Jesus talks directly to John Levy, and then John Levy can tell us what to do. And anybody can create a religion. It's just a different grift. It's a grift on 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 a grift, based off the original grift of Catholicism. It's all a grift. Same with Islam, and same with Judaism, and same with all of it. Buddhism, Taoism, all of it. It's all a grift. It's all just a grift. People got to make money, so people come up with ways to make money. Know what I mean? I'm missing the first part of that question or the comment. Who are we talking to? I'd like to know where. My ears are perking up. Talking about viaducts. I'm excited to show y'all what I've got for viaducts now, because it's when I originally did the viaducts video, I thought it was everybody knew about this, and then I found out that Campbell didn't know about it and Martin didn't know about it, and then I thought, well, if they don't know about it and I've never heard anybody else talking about it, maybe nobody knows about this. And I was right. And so I made a quick a short video to explain the viaducts. Hey, go play. Here, go play with this. Here, you didn't play with that one a while. Go play with that one. I made a short video to explain what the viaducts were, and I left it at that. and I kind of thought that that would kind of spark the whole, you know, the community, the other researchers to make their own videos, and hopefully they would come up with new stuff. And you know, that never happened. It's like people defaulted to me on that, like I was the only one that had that. It's like, I don't know. I don't know why nobody ever did anything on it. So that never happened. But anyways, the whole time I've been collecting data on the viaducts, in the hopes of one day updating that video. And now it's time. And the question is, how long is the video going to be at this point? Because there's a lot. I'll probably have to be selective about not showing some of it, or blast through some of it or something. I don't know. I've got 1,200 pictures right now. That's right now, and that could get worse because there's a whole process. Like what I'm doing. See, what I do is when I collect data, okay, whether it's a picture or a video or documentation or, you know, whatever, okay, a PDF file, anything, I take it and I put it in the folder for Atlanta Viaducts. And then now what I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm separating out per what category that an image falls into, like before 1930, and then construction photos, and then photos from between 19 after the viaducts were built and like 1950, and then like 1960 through today, and then like aerial shots old, aerial shots new. um Atlanta Underground is a separate category, and I'm separating by this. Then I'm going to the pictures and I'm double checking that I don't have multiples of an image. And then I'm taking the image and I'm reverse image searching the image and looking for the highest quality of that image that I can find. And that is a very tedious process. And once all that's done, then I've got to go through all the videos, which I have, I don't know, I think somewhere between 50, 75 videos that I've collected. And I don't even know what's on the damn videos. I've been collecting them for, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years now. And so I've got to determine what has value, what needs to be there, what doesn't. Is there anything there? I don't know. I saved it for a reason. Then I've got to go through all the data, all the PDFs, all the books, all the wiki pages that I've saved on whatever. I've got to go through all the data, and I've got to determine what data needs to be presented, what data is not needed for this video. Once all that's done, once I get all that collected to where I know these are the parts of the research that need to be presented, then I got to figure out a way to present that information in a way that doesn't put you guys to sleep, and I do it in a efficient way and is in a shorter amount of time as possible. And that is a lot of work. So that's what I'm doing right now. Know what I mean? But I think that you guys are worth it, and So I'll continue to work on that. I don't know when I'll have this ready. Um, so I can't give you any heads up on that because I have no idea at this point. The point is that I'm working on it, and that's what's important. And yeah, it's this Atlanta is a see. I think there's other cities that have done this, um, but Atlanta has the history of the viaducts. Um, Atlanta, Atlanta was proud of it. They celebrated it in a way, kind of like, look what we did. But then, if you look at the histories of Atlanta, they forgot about it, and people didn't talk about it. And then they decided to open up the underground and create a entertainment complex there. And when they did that, it was like, oh wow, they did this viaduct thing. Oh, interesting. But the way they present it is this small area they call the underground, and it's like you go down and you go under and you see the underground, but they don't tell you that they don't really tell you what what's going on. They don't explain it very well. They number one, that they brutalist facaded a lot of it. So when you look at it today and you look at it before they built the viaducts, it's very different. And I have the pictures now, so I'll be able to present what it looked like before and after. It looks very different. Another thing is, all the Mudflood windows and all the Mudflood drop-ins, they're all down underneath the underground. But when they opened up the underground, they covered all that up. But in the old pictures, you can see it. So, it's a fascinating history, and there are stories that people have told me through the years of that you have to understand. There is an entire downtown core of this city, and I'm talking about a lot of square footage here, that is still underground. Nobody knows about it, and it's still there today. It's not like they destroyed it. It's still there. So if you could access, and you could access from many locations, these structures. Another thing is that if you look at if you look at the old bird's eye view maps that I showed earlier, and then you look at Atlanta today in that downtown core area, you'll notice a lot of parking lots. You'll notice a lot of where they have completely taken out buildings. So they, in order to get rid of a lot of the underground that was under the viaducts, they tore it down, went down to the foundations, and took out the bottom levels and built new buildings. And they also just covered them over and made them parking lots or parking decks. So if you look at the old pictures and then you look at downtown Atlanta today, it's a very different monkey. But they hid so much, but the viaducts are it covered all this. It I don't know. It's just incredible what they did. I mean, they actually basically they went to the people and said, we're going to raise the street level, and you have to move every business in this area has to move up one floor. Some places had to move up more, depending on how low you were. And that was, a city ordinance. Like you didn't have a choice. You didn't get to decide, if you wanted to stay. You couldn't stay below you could not use your bottom level. They shut off the bottom. You had no, they made it you cannot use your bottom level. You can't use it as a basement. They shut it off. You got to understand, it's not like they still have, it's not like they still used those bottom levels. They closed them off. They sealed them off. They didn't use them. It was over. It was done. It was like, you move one level up, seal it off, and there's going to be no access to this underground at all. It's going to be sealed. This is going to be the new ground level. That's that city ordinance. We're going to do this. This is the official history. And they tell this like it's normal. It's, we're going to build viaducts. Yeah, throughout the whole city. Yeah, no big deal. Yeah, we're going to run the trains all through under, the MARTA. Yeah, we're going to build the MARTA. We're going to put the MARTA under there. Yeah, no problem. No big deal. Nothing to see here. All those old buildings down there where, all those first floors, nothing there. Nothing there we need. All that architecture, no big deal. We want nice, level, flat streets. Yeah, they were digging out places in Rome in the 1930s. Matter of fact, that was Mussolini made it. You had to dig it out. They were a fascist dictatorship, and you had to dig. You had to dig. He ordered the people to dig. They said, get out there and dig Rome out. And they dug Rome out by order of Mussolini. I have the film showing that. That's a good hooch. Yeah, they dug Rome out. The Colosseum was half covered in mud. People don't know that. They didn't just find the Colosseum crumbled on one side. They found the Colosseum half buried in mud. We're talking a lot of mud. We're talking several stories of mud in Rome. I don't know what the hell happened in Rome. Something crazy happened in Rome. Did anybody see the Olympics opening ceremony? I didn't hear. I never heard one word about the open or closing ceremonies of the Olympics this year. And usually there's some sort of controversy or something that they did that gets everybody riled up. And I didn't hear one single word about that. I wonder what they did this time. I didn't watch any of it. I can't. I don't know. Just don't even care about it anymore. I used to like watching not the Summer Olympics, but the Winter Olympics. I like some of the stuff, like the snowboarding and the ice, the speed skating. I mean, they had some cool winter sports, but I don't know. I just don't care for it anymore. Don't have any use for it. But yeah, I hear y'all talking about. I know, Teresa, you're talking to Virginia. I Telegram. I used Paul Cook tried to get me to use Telegram one time, and I tried to use it, and I did not like it, and so I ex-nayed on the Telegram A. I don't know. That's just me. I didn't like how it. It was like talking to that was, and maybe it was just my experience. I thought I was going on there. I couldn't understand because me and Paul were talking on WhatsApp, and then he's like, "Oh, you should join me on Telegram. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'd like, okay, I'll try it. He suggested I'll try it. And I got on there, and it was like everybody and their grandmother was on there trying to talk to Paul. And I was like, this is crazy. Why would I do this? I could talk to Paul directly whenever I want. Why would I talk to Paul through 50,000 different people? I don't know. I didn't get it. So I X-nayed on that A. I didn't like that. What is this? 53680 is known as the worst year to be alive. Okay. What the hell happened in 536? I can't think of anything that happened. Was that got something to do with Rome, maybe? Dragon Sage says Thursday. I didn't see that. Okay. Would you shut up, you big zzz mouth, big old big mouth? Nobody cares. You like to squeak. I've noticed this about you. You just like to whine and complain and bitch and moan and groan and hoot and holler. You sat out there and hollered all day while Daddy was working, and now you're going to come in here all night and hoot and holler on the damn internet. Can't you just take a big old cup of shit to fuck up? You see what I have to deal with people. So Dragon Sage Thursday's good. Okay. All right. I'll have to read back through here. If you have if you'd like to join, we're going to do a Mudflood flash mob this week. If you don't know what that is, it's where you can join on the stream and come on the show and speak your piece, talk your talk, tell your truth, tell your story, ask questions, have a little chat. It could be a short chat, it could be a long chat. I like to, when people want to talk, I like to continue the conversation. I don't really like to cut people off. I don't like to like chat for a few minutes and then tell that person, okay, piss off. Let's talk to another person. If somebody comes on, is willing to take their time to come on, I'm going to talk to them as long as they want to talk, within reason, if they keep me interested. That's just how I do. But if you'd like to come on and talk, it's your opportunity. I think everybody has a little something to say. And if you just want to come on and tell me I'm an asshole and kiss your ass, whatever. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. I mean, I think it would be a better thing to come on and debate my research or let me debate yours. If that would be more intelligent, but to each his own. I've been called an asshole before, been called everything under sun, so you're not really going to hurt my feelings there. So I don't know. Sorry, you have to get up a little earlier to do that. Yeah, I that's just how I like. I like to listen to people. I like to hear what other people have to say. I don't want people to feel rushed when they're talking to me. I want them to be able to kick back and have a conversation and see it's sometimes in a conversation it takes you time to say what you want to say. So when you rush people, you don't give them a chance to really say what they want to say. That's just the way I do it. But I think we'll do that this week and have a little fun. Hopefully somebody will join us, and if they don't, that's okay. We'll try to get another week. And I know it's not always the best time or a good time, or it doesn't always work out, and that's okay. It ain't. We're not gonna go. Nobody gonna get on the show. No, we're not gonna do none of that shit. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. So far, we've had a good run. and that's good. I mean, I'm very proud of you guys for stepping up. Sig stepped up and Haha stepped up. I haven't seen Haha tonight. Has anybody seen Haha? He was around earlier, um, not in the chat that I saw, but he was around earlier, lurking on the internet. But maybe Haha will come back up. He has a he was very enjoyable to talk to. He's a Haha's got um I don't know where Haha gathered his knowledge, but he really knows a lot of stuff. I've learned that about him through the years, and of course we have good conversations with Sig. He brings a good bit of entertainment. He's a fun guy. Sig, you remind me so much of a friend of mine from the past. His name was Steven, and he was from New York. Um, New Yorkers have this way about them, and if you get to know them, that's a little tough to get to know a New Yorker when you haven't done that before. But when you've gotten to know a New Yorker, they're actually really cool people. They're you have to understand them. Once you get the understanding, they're really quite cool. Now, like, being from the South, a lot of people like around me, they they still calling them damn Yankees, and you're not gonna break that mold, but um, as people are, there's a lot of ignorance still here in the South. People drank the Kool-Aid here for a long time about all that crap, and God, it's just messed up. Yeah, that'd be great. You come on, GT. That'd be great. Any of you guys, um, yeah, yeah. That's a talk sideways. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. All right. It's flying home from me. Okay. So Thursday might be a good day. Okay. I haven't been able to read the chat to see what else. Um, let's see. I think some good people have been on that Mod Squad show with you. Yep. 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 All right. I think we're going to wrap it up here, ladies and gentlemen. I think I've run my mouth enough for one Sunday evening, and we'll do a Mudflood flash mob this week sometime, maybe Thursday. That looks like it might be a good day for one of you, and I'm okay with that. I want to see what else everybody else says. I don't want to base it off one person, and I also have to base it off what happens this week. I just never know. I my work is wonkadoodle. Like, I'll like go through a whole day of work, and then like at the very last moment, it's like, no, there's all the chaos is gonna like. So you just never know. So shit hits the fan real quick sometimes, and you got these damn animals that you just never know what the hell an animal's going to do. They I swear they spend their time trying to figure out how to break stuff. It's like their calling in life, and you can't plan for that. So I try to be flexible with my life, because I just don't know how the day's going to go. Every day when I start the day, I have a plan. I'm a planner. I like to plan ahead. Like, I'm like, when I go to work, I know I'm going to do this, and this, and this, and this, and that, and this, and this in order. But also know that whole thing could get just wiped off within the first 5 minutes, and I have to do a new plan, and that's just the way it is, and I'm okay with that. I'm adaptable like that, um, which is why I guess I do what I do, because I can adapt to the situation, um, like a chameleon like that. But da 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 da. One of your comments was funny. It can't crack me up. Hippie saying she liked the um I like the figure skating was cool. That takes a lot. I cannot ice skate to save my life, so I have great respect for that. I liked the hockey. That was fun. Um, I mean, so I liked a lot of the Winter Olympics. This what's the thing where they slide down on the sleds real fast? That's pretty wild. I like the dangerous stuff. I mean, I don't know that I find that fascinating that people can do these extremely dangerous sports and actually walk away knowing good and damn well I'd break my neck. Yeah, it's like last week I had a goat. I don't know if I told you all the story or not. Was this last? Yeah, this I ain't told you the story. I I I got to I got to work and I was gonna work on the goat hay shelter, and um one of the goats was on the wrong side of the fence, and it was it was on the wrong side of the fence, and it had its head in the fence trapped, so it was stuck in the fence on the wrong side of the fence. So how it got on the opposite side of the fence and then got its head into the fence, which the fence was it had its head through about a 4x6 panel of fencing, had its head through that. When if you ever had a goat, you know how hard it is to get a goat's head back through the fence because of those damn horns. Because when you try to move them, they jerk, which is dangerous. So, anyways, you know how that goat got on the wrong side of the fence, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Zero idea. But she wanted back in that fence because when she realized that the food was on the other side, and then she was pissed off. So basically, I had to cut the fence open to get her out. That was the first thing I had to do that day. I lost a good 30 minutes just saving a damn goat from, decapitation or whatever the hell she was trying to choke herself out. Bobsledding, yes. Yes, Teresa Gregory. That bobsledding, I like that. And there's a whole bunch of the skiing, they had I don't know what it's called, but they got this new one. It was not new, but it's been out several. Or maybe it might have been new last Olympics, but they do this snowboard cross or something, and it's like they race with like I don't know 10 snowboarders through a track, and they're like bumping into each other, and like it's full on like reminds me of the roller derby. That's really cool. I like that. Yeah, I got her out, but I mean, that's a sketchy situation. I mean, I didn't. Yeah, curling. Yeah, that's that. I don't understand curling. I don't understand why that's a sport. How is it a sport that you take a little rock and slide it across the ice? Like, how is that? I don't understand how that's a sport. And you use a broom. I mean, how? That's just that's not a sport. I don't understand that. Man, the wind is really kicking up here. Yeah, goats make really good lawnmowers. They're very, very good. They will eat anything. They are incredible lawnmowers. People have businesses where they bring their goats and they'll clear property. We actually sold uh, one pig, two goats, and all the rabbits this weekend. Um, we've decided. I never have liked our rabbit hutches. Um, from before I even went, from the time that the boss man said this is what I want to build, and I told him he was had the cheese slid off his cracker in those uncertain terms. But I did not like the idea that he had for the rabbit hutches. But he swore up and down it would work, and I just did not. I wasn't feeling it. I just did not like the idea. Um, I didn't really exactly know why I didn't like it. I did not. It wasn't it wasn't how I thought it was good. I just didn't think it was going to work. Well, we're a couple years in, and I finally he's finally seen the light and realized, nope, it doesn't work. And so, um, and I these things are they were so hard to build, and they're so complicated. I don't even know if I could describe them. I'd have to draw a picture to even describe them the way that I did them. And in theory, they might have worked, but they did not work. And so, um, what we decided to do is get rid of all the rabbits, which sucks because you get to know rabbits, and especially one. There was this little one called Blue. She had blue eyes. She was my little buddy. I was like, "Hey, Blue," and anyways, uh, so we got rid of the rabbits, and we're gonna strip out that rabbit hutch and turn that into a quail hutch. I think we decided. Anyways, and then we're gonna build a new rabbit hutch somewhere one day, and we're gonna do better the second time. We got a big fail on the rabbits, not from my lack of doing what I was told. I did exactly what I was told, and it was just not a good idea from the start. And so, I mean, it was nice. It looked really nice. It just functionality wise, when it came down to the collection, the removal and the collection of the droppings and the waste was a no go. Um, it just did not. It, it was a night. It just didn't work. It just didn't work. It functioned how he thought it should function, but it did not. The way he thought it would function did not work. I don't know how to explain it very well. And so, anyways, we're gonna start over on that, and then we're gonna. Um, I've been begging for the concreters to come and concrete the floors of the coops, and so we got 4 pallets of concrete to start concreting the bottoms of the coops, and that is a big job. I think there's 18 coops right now, and they're big, and so it's going to be a big. They've got to mix it and then get it in the little doors and then spread it out, and it's going to be a job. I feel for those guys, but the amigos will conquer that task, and they will get it done. When you got a really suck job and you need, a really repetitive, hard job, you call the amigos, and they will come a running. And so we'll, Yeah, Mud's got the floppiest ears. He's got really soft ears. So that's what I'm working on right now. Directly. But there's so much to do. But anyways, I think that's about it, guys. So we will be back very shortly, and I invite all of you to come and have a chat, especially Meltologists. And I understand you guys realize that you can't get into a debate because your research is unrefutable and it's unchallengeable, and we know, but have a chat about it, because I don't think you guys are really hearing the words that I'm saying. I think what you hear is, when I open my mouth about Meltology, all you hear is attack, and you're not listening. You need to stop, listening from your perspective and just hear me out. Okay, my main point is that a brick will not scientifically cannot be proved turn into a stone. A brick cannot fuse into a stone, as John Levy says. That's a lie. It's not just he's wrong. It's not just his opinion. No, he's lying. It's a lie. It's he's either really fucking stupid or he's lying. So which is it going to be? Take your pick, because it's one of those two. There's no in between. It's not his opinion. It's not an opinion. When you state that a brick can fuse into a stone, that means take a brick and magically hit it with your little wand of magic and turn it into a stone. Okay, that's what he's saying. Okay, I know it sounds all great when he says it. Oh, you can take a brick and turn it into a stone, because out here in the desert with my cats and my dog, we have the ability to smoke weed all day and make one video a week and have hundreds of thousands of subscribers that will send me money so I can build this stuff in the middle of the desert and tell you things that you've never heard, and you'll believe every word out of my mouth. Love, Biggs.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
No.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery wrapped in a riddle inside an enigma. Don't you get it?
Say woof again! Say woof again!
I've got one that can see.
Welcome to the underground.
This is my kung fu, and it is strong.
See you later.